Alright, well, I forgot that that was a thing that happened upon opening the game. So, here I am, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. To explain why I chose to start off with FNAF 2 instead of FNAF 1 after having just completed Post-Shift 2 is, in simple terms, because I wanted to. But I honestly wanted to open this at first because I thought it'd be fun to just go through all the custom nights, and then I realized I haven't actually completed it on this before, and I have not completed 1020 mode either. I have only ever beaten 420 mode in the first game, which I will hopefully be doing again. So I'm probably just gonna run through this, could probably get through this all in one video. Get through the nights, get used to the game again, revisit it. I love the second game, I love the animatronics, I love the gameplay. It is, in my opinion, the easiest one of all the Five Nights at Freddy's games, but we'll see.
Hello? Hello and welcome to your new summer job at the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I'm here to talk you through some of the things you can expect to see during your first week here and to help you get started down this new and exciting career path. Now, I want you to forget anything you may have heard about the old location, you know. Some people still have a somewhat negative impression of the company. That old restaurant was kind of left to rot for quite a while, but I want to reassure you, Fazbear Entertainment is committed to family fun and above all, safety. They've spent a small fortune on these new animatronics. Facial recognition, advanced mobility, they even let them walk around during the day. Isn't that neat? But most importantly, they're all tied into some kind of criminal database so they can detect a predator a mile away. Heck, we should be paying them to guard you. Now that being said, no new system is without its kinks. You're only the second guard to work at that location. The first guy finished his week, but complained about conditions. We switched him over to the day shift. So, hey, lucky you, right? Mainly he expressed concern that certain characters seemed to move around at night, and even attempted to get into his office. Now, from what we know, that should be impossible. That restaurant should be the safest place on Earth. So while our engineers don't really have an explanation for this, the working theory is that the robots were never given a proper night mode. So when it gets quiet, they think they're in the wrong room. So then they go try to find where the people are, and in this case, that's your office. So our temporary solution is this. There's a music box over by the prize counter, and it's rigged to be wound up remotely. So just every once in a while, switch over to the prize counter video feed and wind it up for a few seconds. It doesn't seem to affect all of the animatronics, but it does affect one of them. And as for the rest of them, we have an even easier solution. You see, there may be a minor glitch in the system, something about the robot seeing you as an endoskeleton without his costume on, and wanting to stuff you into a suit. So hey, we've given you an empty Freddy Fazbear head. Problem solved. You can put it on any time and leave it on for as long as you want. Eventually anything that wandered in will wander back out. Something else worth mentioning is kind of the quirky modern design of the building. You may have noticed there are no doors for you to close. But hey, you have light, and even though your flashlight can run out of power, the building cannot. So don't worry about the place going dark. Well, I think that's it. You should be golden. Check the lights, put on the Freddy head if you need to. Keep the music box wound up, piece of cake. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
The strategy for beating the harder nights in like 1020 mode in this game is like really ingrained in what I want to do, and I'm always trying to remind myself, especially in the early nights, that I don't have to do that, because it is nice to kind of just look around and understand the layout of the building. In the beginning of the phone call, I spent a little bit on this, oh, hi Chica, a little bit on this screen, because I was just looking like parts and service, the bathrooms, that's back down, like the camera is pointing in this direction, which I know you can tell from where it is on the box. But I always found myself conceptualizing more like the individual cameras rather than all of them being connected to, or like pointing towards rooms that are connected to each other. So it's really just, I just want to understand the layout of the building, I guess. Because it's something I don't see very, like, in the first game, I feel like it's a lot easier to understand the whole building. But this one is, like, in L shape. So I think they're just disconnected in my mind a lot more. Also taking notice of like the little exclamation marks up here, which I think is interesting because usually they show up down here for like the puppet, but I don't know, just something that caught my eye this time around. Right off the bat now.
See, I told you your first night wouldn't be a problem. You're a natural. By now I'm sure you've noticed the older models sitting in the back room. Those are from the previous location, and we just use them for parts now. The idea at first was to repair them. They even started retrofitting them with some of the newer technology, but they were just so ugly, you know, and the smell. So the company decided to just go in a whole new direction and make them super kid-friendly. Those older ones shouldn't be able to walk around, but if they do, the whole Freddy head trick should work on them too, so whatever. I love those old characters. Did you ever see Foxy the Pirate? Oh wait, Foxy. Oh yeah, Foxy. Hey listen, that one was always a bit twitchy. I'm not sure if the Freddy head trick will work on Foxy. If for some reason he activates during the night, and you see him standing at the far end of the hall, just flash your light at him from time to time. Those older models would always get disoriented with bright lights. It would cause a system restart or something. Come to think of it, you might want to try that on any room where something undesirable might be. It might hold him in place for a few seconds. that glitch might have carried over to the newer models too. One more thing, don't forget the music box. I'll be honest, I never liked that puppet thing. It's always thinking, and it can go anywhere. I don't think the Freddy mask will fool it, so just don't forget the music box. Anyway, I'm sure it won't be a problem. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I thought Bonnie had stood up. I was like, I don't remember that being a screen. Oh, she's here. Hello. Oh, now you're here. Wow, you are moving pretty fast. Chica's still here. Okay. There's Bonnie and Mango out about. Bonnie is over here.
Hi.
Oh, and BB's out too. And Foxy. Wow. I guess if BB's out, then Foxy is kind of active regardless. So Mango's still here. BB doesn't show up on any of the other cameras, does he? I don't remember any BB screens from the past. Foxes are together. Mango typically moves on pretty fast in all of my experience with him, so. The original favorite for me. I still think her design is really cool, so she's still pretty high up there in my favorites list. I would love to play the VR game. I think it'd be really fun. I got like 2 hours in it, because someone let me borrow their headset for a bit, but I don't have one myself. And I don't really want to play it through the computer. Like, I can, but, and like the mini games are fun, but I'd rather do the full VR experience, you know? It was surreal. That was the first time I'd ever really used a headset. And to jump into a horror game for the first headset experience of all things was definitely something, so. These guys are gonna get a little more active, aren't they?
Hello? See, I told you wouldn't have any problems. Did, Foxy ever appear in the hallway? Probably not. I was just curious. Like I said, he was always my favorite. They tried to remake Foxy, you know? They thought the first one was too scary, so they redesigned him to be more kid-friendly and put him in Kids Cove to keep the toddlers entertained, you know? But kids these days just can't keep their hands to themselves. The staff literally had to put Foxy back together at the end of every shift. Eventually they just stopped trying and left him as some kind of take-apart, put-back-together attraction. Now he's just a mess of parts. I think the employees refer to him as just the mangle. Oh hey, before I go, I wanted to ease your mind about any rumors you might have heard lately. You know how these local stories come and go and seldom mean anything. I can personally assure you that whatever is going on out there, however tragic it may be, has nothing to do with our establishment. It's just all rumor and speculation, people trying to make a buck, you know. Our guard during the day has reported nothing unusual, and he's on watch from opening till close. Okay, well anyway, hang in there and I'll talk with you tomorrow.
Oh, that's... A lot of the rare screens end up in parts and service. That's one of them. Chica hanging out like that. Is that her foot? It's hard to tell what she's in. Given my limited amount of time I can spend studying it. Bonnie's out too. Guess I knew that. He wasn't sitting in there. Chica. I don't think I've ever gotten the endo standing in the puppets room. So, obviously I haven't had it in the vent either. But I found that Shadow Freddy is actually pretty easy to get. But since Freddy himself is still in there, it's not viable at the moment.
Hello?
Oh, you can see BB before he gets on one of the vents, can't you? Gosh, I can't remember. I don't know if my mind is just, or my brain is just making up memories at this point. That was fast enough. I don't think our AI is that high on this night. Oh, there's Foxy. Freddy's got these since Foxy's in there. Can't get the... I guess we could try in a moment here.
Hello?
I get got while I'm in the middle of it because someone's in the vents. Quickly. Oh, Foxy's in there. Can't do it. Too late. No, BB's in the vents right now. At least I was under the impression that they can't... Gosh, Bonnie, you keep forcing the camera down. Chill. Anyway, I don't think Foxy and Shadow Freddy will be at the same time. I don't think that's I wonder how long he was in there if I was doing that. I'm glad he goes back to lay down for a bit. Little stingier for me than he usually is. Oh, there he was. Fortunately, I didn't have reflexes fast enough to stop it while he was in there, but he shut up. That was cool. Kills the flashlight, though. Probably double check. Still not satisfied with any of the explanations for this that I've seen. Any theories and stuff? It's me, yes. I don't delve super deep into a bunch of random theories, mostly because I have to have enough energy to sit and watch and go over the evidence they're giving and my own memories of what happens in the game to process properly.
Oh, hello! Hey there, Night 4. I told you you'd get the hang of it. Okay, so, just to update you, there's been somewhat of an investigation going on. We may end up having to close for a few days, I don't know. I want to emphasize, though, that it's really just a precaution. Fazbear Entertainment denies any wrongdoing. These things happen sometimes. It'll all get sorted out in a few days. Just keep an eye on things and I'll keep you posted. Just as a side note though, try to avoid eye contact with any of the animatronics inside if you can. Someone may have tampered with their facial recognition systems, we're not sure. But the characters have been acting very unusual, almost aggressive towards the staff. They interact with the kids just fine, but when they encounter an adult, they just stare. Anyway, hang tight, it'll all pass. Good night.
Thinking about phone guy, maybe the community already accepts this as common knowledge. I just don't think I've ever seen it explicitly stated anywhere. But he's probably like we know William Afton is like the creator of, well, and Henry. William and Henry are the creator of like the robot robots in the company and stuff. But if it's a company and it's got, like, multiple locations, it feels like Phone Guy would be the manager of these specific locations. I guess in the first game that doesn't hold as much weight since he does die. You still come in because those messages were pre-recorded. But, like, usually when you go to, like, at least in my experience, when you're working, you don't get messages like this from other just staff members on the same level as you, I guess. It's usually a higher up. And, like, in the 6th game, it's like, you're becoming a franchisee, you're becoming a owner of your own pizza place, and, like, then Mike's in charge, and he's the one doing all that, so, I don't know, just a thought. Something to chew on, I guess. I kind of want to see some of the older animatronic, oh, there, like, in these rooms and stuff, because it's really interesting. And you just get less time to really check the cameras the further in you go, which is when they're more active, so, that's cool. Oh, you're in here with Mangle? Wait. Oh yeah, she's right there. Okay. Watch me die as soon as I put this down. And that just previously me seeing that they're in the same room and then not being able to find the camera. Good example of how the cameras are ingrained in my head, not the layout of the building. Love to see something like a remake of this game with, you hear the voice lines of them playing in the background. Not necessarily the ones from Ultimate Custom Night or ones that we've heard before, but just like performance bits and every once in a while that weirdly sounding conscious thought. Like you hear Balloon Boy, that's fun, but like if they can change it so it's like sounds farther away, or you can get it on the cameras that you're on. I play every night with the expectation of it being 420, 1020 mode, etc. Super high AI. And it's not. But that's what it feels like. And it's the safest assumption to have going into Five Nights at Freddy's game. house. Hello, Charlie. I will say, I am a believer that, like, even though the animatronics and stuff are haunted by the kids, that they still have their own separate personalities from them, and allow the children to kind of use them as, like, a microphone to speak through, or a way to speak through them, or whatever. So, I like to see them as, like, caretakers for the souls. I don't know. I just like the animatronics that have personalities separate from those of the kids that they house.
Oh, hey, good job, night 5.
Damn,
hey, keep a close eye on things tonight, okay? From what I understand, the building is on lockdown. No one is allowed in or out, you know, especially concerning any previous employees. When we get it all sorted out, we may move into the day shift. This just became available. We don't have a replacement for your shift yet, but we're working on it. We're going to try to contact the original restaurant owner. I think the name of the place was Red Bear's Family Diner or something like that. It's closed for years, though. I doubt we'll be able to track anybody down. So just get through one more night. Hang in there. Good night.
So maybe he's an owner. One of multiple higher-ups running the store. Unless he's just saying we from like a... some standpoint, I don't know. Because there's, from what I understand, the building is on lockdown. And then we will move you to the day shift. We will contact the old restaurant owner, etc., etc. Golden Freddy active night 5? Can't remember. I know there are other rare screens that I haven't, that I didn't mention, that I forgot to mention. I have never noticed JJ. I don't spend a lot of time checking under that table, to be honest. So I can't say for certain, especially since it's not like I have record of any of the playthroughs. Same thing goes for Paper Pal, moving into the office. I've never seen it. I don't know if it's never happened or if I just, like, never saw it. Bonnie, you're throwing me off. I can confidently say that I've never gotten Shadow Bonnie. Definitely would have remembered that. Definitely would have seen that. And I've never had Puppet show up on the TV screens. I also, like I previously mentioned, have never beaten 1020, so it's not like I've had the desk full of all of the cool little collectibles you get for completing all the custom nights either. If I remember correctly, that's pretty much all the rare-ish screens. Nothing else is coming to mind, at least. I know there's a chance that Mango can become active on night 1. early and end the death games, because I know sometimes Afton can come out of nowhere and end it early if when you're moving through the location. Did the rare startup screens start in this game? I think I remember one with the toy bomb with his eyes out. I don't think I've ever gotten any of those either. Maybe in FNAF 3, I think is where I've most likely had one. Jump scare for me on its own. Both in there? Okay, Mangle and Toy Bonnie are close friends in this game. As in my version of the game and experience that I'm having right now. Foxy's gonna kill me because you guys can't get out of the way. Okay. Or maybe they're lovers. Who knows? Who's to say? Not me. Okay, 6th night. Golden Freddy's definitely active 6th night. And Mangle's already up and moving too.
Hello. What on earth are you doing there? Didn't you get the memo? The place is closed down, at least for a while. Someone used one of the suits. We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it. Now none of them are acting right. Listen, just finish your shift. It's safer than trying to leave in the middle of the night. We have one more event scheduled for tomorrow, a birthday. You'll be on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronics. Make sure they don't hurt anyone, okay? For now, just make it through the night. When the place eventually opens again, I'll probably take a night shift myself. Okay, good night, and good luck.
So these phone calls definitely are not pre-recorded. We learned in the first game that those ones were. Because specifically he answers it and is immediately like, what are you doing there? So he's talking directly to Jeremy in this game. Then we know he takes the night shift in FNAF 1 once it reopens. And he's the night guard for Michael and records all of his messages. Suggest a plan. Because the phone rings, like Mike still picks it up, and he says, I recorded this day shift, wear your uniform, birthday. Something about that, but you're making me lose my train of thought. I think they're short-staffed. Like, how many people do they have working the day shift at a time? Because they said some guy said the day part is there from open to close, which is a long shift, especially for just one person. But I guess they kind of count on the robots acting as, yeah, there's Freddy, as much employees as the other employees, I suppose. And then when he records those messages, it's while he's being the night guard in the FNAF 1 location. I'm sorry that, like, my thoughts are, like, jumping around, and I will go back to things that I said however long ago. That's just how my brain works. Ooh. See, they're both in there again. Actually pay attention to how many vent sounds there are outside of just waiting for, like, the little boy or Chica to go away. Because I do not keep track of ins and outs at all. I am purely only taking the information that is immediate. What did I say? What did I say? Just like in that Pymations video. That is exactly what happened to me. My gosh. Possible malfunctions. Characters are being kept. Well, that's what I wanted. Unlocked custom night. So, I think me just blowing through the game here will be its own video, and then I'll start tackling the custom nights. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.